HW here. I want to show you a little trick for ToneX. And this will work on a lot of other modelers too, but this is a really cool trick for ToneX. Sometimes I see people who are like, oh, HW, it sounds really good, but like it sounds different with my guitar or something. And I want to show you a really cool trick, what you can do. What you can do to just really dial in a sound and really actually emulate a bright switch. Now, not all Fender amps have bright switches, not all amps have bright switches, but I'm going to show you on the ToneX how to really quickly sort of dial in a bright switch. And it's so simple. You just use the presence knob, just boost the presence knob. And so I want to show you that. So here's like a free download. I'm going to show you on a couple different ones. Here's a free download. It's the 65 Deluxe Reverb V Clean. It's down in the link below. And it sounds, these are shot kind of like warm and hearty, if you will. I wanted to make a deluxe reverb sound like big enough to not need anything else, not be paired with anything else, and just be like a nice, hefty amp. I don't know. That was in the key of I forgot what I'm doing here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. If we want to emulate a bright switch, just come over here, grab this presence control, crank it up. All right, here's the in-between sounds. That is a beautiful, top-endy, open, wonderful little thing here. Again, that's just the normal V clean. Let me scoop it out now. Well, not scoop it out. Let me pull it down, and we're going to get even more warmth. I already think this is on the warmer side, but you could turn that into something, you know what I mean? Now, I'm going to do this sort of thing. I mean, what an inspiring little thing. Look, just having a dark tone and a bright tone made me go, oh, that would be sick as a rhythm and that would be cool as a thing. And then literally it's just like... I mean, just one little melodic idea comes out of just moving the presence knob. How cool is that? How cool is that? But you've got both of these voices here. or pull it way down. That is cool. I dig that. I dig that. It's that simple. Now you can do it the other way. You can also, if you really want to get a little more advanced, you can up the presence. And then if you want to scoop the mid-range a little bit, you will end up with a more like, just like classic. And if I reset the chain, you'll hear how that makes it different. A little more neutral. But those two together can also be really great to give you a little more of that scooped Fender sound. It just depends on what you're going for. Like if you listen to this, thing by itself, I made this to be thicker, rounder, a little more. I wanted it to be mid-range pushed so that you kind of get this beautiful, like this sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to up this, pull this down, and you can just leave this here, this Hertz thing. 750 is right in the middle. You can leave it there. It doesn't matter. Our Q is going to be wide enough that it doesn't matter what we do. We don't really need to add any bass. We've got enough. But if you needed to, you could adjust this down to, I would say, 150. Give yourself a little more bass. It'll be higher than the depth knob will be right here. And if you want to really get fancy, you want to up these two, you can kind of convince yourself that you've got a twin. That's sort of the twin sound compared to the Deluxe Reverb. It's a lot more depth, a lot more presence, and you scoop this thing, and it's sort of the opposite of a Deluxe Reverb. How cool is that? Like the EQ here is actually so musical in the ToneX. It really is a beautiful, beautiful EQ in the ToneX. So again, here's my twin. And then boom, if I want to reset it, I go back to kind of the way I shot this, which is just like a nice warm Deluxe Reverb. Free download in the link below. That is how you kind of trick your ear into thinking that you turned on a bright switch, even if your amp doesn't have one, on the ToneX, or how to even turn it into a bigger amp by pumping up that depth and the presence, and that's how you kind of go deluxe to twin. But it'll work on other stuff too. You can just kind of make your amp sound bigger that way.